Modern Warfare 3 Beta Weekend 2 updates. Enemy nameplates added. Hardpoint overhead spawn camera removed. Guardian has been nerfed. Striker has been nerfed, along with a few other bug fixes and map fixes. Enemy operators will now display a red nameplate above their head. Our team is preparing an update to decrease the slide to sprint delay. We'll provide details on release timing as they become available. I think an update for that had just dropped. So I'll have to check that out. The Striker has been nerfed. Whew. Yes, it has. Guardian has been given a nerf as well. I didn't like how long it would take for you to take out the Guardian, so it is nice to see that they decreased its overall health to be able to make it easier to destroy. Hardpoint, disabled overhead spawn camera sequence upon respawn. Yes! I have been asking for this to happen for the last 4 years, man. If you guys don't know, the only Call of Duty titles over the last few years that had an overhead spawn camera in specific game modes was Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2. And both of those games, surprise surprise, were worked on by Infinity Ward. I could be in the minority when I say this, but I know for a fact that I have been asking repeatedly for the overhead spawn camera to be removed upon respawn in specific game modes because I believed it served no purpose and added nothing to the overall experience, and it also prevented the player from being able to get into the action ASAP. I have asked for it repeatedly, and Infinity Ward just refused to do so. They refused to remove it. Nice to see that it is a different story with Sledgehammer and Modern Warfare 3. Visibility comparison. This is what it was like last weekend, and now this is what it's like this weekend. So this should increase visibility quite a bit. So it does look like they decreased the delay for slide canceling, which, I mean, it's not much, but I could tell there's a difference. Call of Duty is the #1 most downloaded game on Steam right now. I mean, it's like that every year, so I'm not surprised. Sledgehammer will be adding a player health bar to the HUD. It was working for some at COD Next, but is not in the beta. Nice. Alright, so we are back on the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer beta for Weekend 2. It's now open to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC players. Mosh Pit. We can see that Highrise has been added to the map rotation, which I am looking forward to trying out. I'm still going to try out the Striker just to see how big of a difference it is in comparison to how it was last weekend. So, alright, let's see what we can get for our first match this weekend. Well, guess I'm going to vote Rust. I will give it to Sledgehammer. They are indeed listening to the community and are giving us the majority of what we are asking for. Obviously, they're not going to give us everything that we're asking for, but as long as they listen and they give us just most of what we're asking for, that's a plus. It does feel refreshing to see a dev studio that works on Call of Duty actually listen to their player base and gives us the majority of what we've been asking for, especially with what we had to endure from Infinity Ward over the last year with Modern Warfare 2. Okay, so the delay seems to have decreased quite a bit. Not by much, but I could definitely notice there's less of a delay. Damn, coming back on this game in comparison to Modern Warfare 2, like,
Taking effective fire!
I just spawned, man. Like, relax. If you still want to be able to rinse players, you're better off shooting them in the upper chest or the head, as shooting them in the stomach or the legs is still going to guarantee you a much longer time to kill. Hey, Highrise, you best come on, guys. This is gonna be hard point on Highrise. I get to see you if whether or not the overhead spawn camera is indeed removed. Did play a little bit of Highrise back on Plutonium, so I am familiar with the map quite a bit. So it is gonna be nice to see how this map looks on an engine like this. Oh my lord, they actually did. The overhead spawn camera in Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2 was one of the most annoying things that I've had to deal with from playing the game. It served no purpose and it didn't add anything to the overall experience, and I've been lobbying for that to be removed from the games, but in true Infinity Ward fashion, they just refused to do so. So it is nice to see Sledgehammer come forward and actually remove it. Alright, so I want to see something.
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Please, nobody kill me. I just want to see for myself. Oh, come on. So it does seem like you can go up to that jump spot. Going back to Modern Warfare 2 after playing Modern Warfare 3 felt like a big downgrade. I felt so limited with how I wanted to play the game, and I had to keep getting reminded of the fact that Infinity Ward, they designed Modern Warfare 2 in a way that you can't play like a rusher. I had to withstand the shackles that they had us bear for the last year, unfortunately. So coming back on Modern Warfare 3, knowing that there's less restrictions for how I want to move, but overall play it's nice, it's refreshing. While it is nice to see map voting back, at the same time, we don't have a random option. Like, if there are two maps, like, for example, Estate or Derail, and we don't want to play on any one of those maps, we have the choice to be able to play we have the choice to pick random, and the fact that that's not what we have in this game, at least for now, it's kind of a bummer. I did see some people give praise to Sledgehammer, even going as far as to saying, like, can they just develop every Call of Duty going forward? Listen, we'll give them props for being on top of the feedback that we as a community have been giving to them on changes that we want to see to the game. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? While it is nice to see Sledgehammer actually listening to the community and giving us the majority of what we want, at the same time, whether or not they can be consistent with this remains to be seen. Any point throughout Modern Warfare 3's lifecycle, they could end up falling off and not be as consistent as they were in regards to being on top of the feedback that we're giving them for the game. Okay. Oh, my game just crashed. That's the first. After dealing with Infinity Ward deliberately ignoring us over demands that we have wanted with Modern Warfare 2, I just can't find myself to be that optimistic over how these games end up being managed in its life cycle. Keep in mind, what I've said about Infinity Ward, this is not aimed at the low-level developers at the studio. This is mainly directed at those who are in charge of directing multiplayer as a whole. For now, so far so good, Sledgehammer. So far so good. I'm not trying to be negative, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or rude or anything. I'm just trying to be as realistic as I can, and I'm not trying to get my hopes up for nothing. But so far from what Sledgehammer has done to make Modern Warfare 3 better for us to enjoy so far, good job. I'll give you guys that. Hello! Highrise is definitely a good map to test out the mantling for this game.
Damn, that shit was.
I don't know, man. I would say the Striker is still a pretty viable weapon. Like, I do notice that it's not dishing out as much damage as it was last weekend, but even then, it's like, I still think it's a pretty viable weapon to use. As long as you know where to shoot, that is.
Taking effective fire!
Oh, I could have got a quad feed at least. All in all, this is a pretty good update. Highrise looks so beautiful. The delay to slide canceling has decreased quite a bit, even though it's not where we would like it to be. At the same time, Sledgehammer actually did try. I did notice the nerf that they did to the Striker, although I still think it's a viable weapon. You just have to figure out the build, especially since there's like multiple other attachments that could allow the gun to be as powerful as it was last weekend. I like how it's a bit easier to take out the Guardian, as last weekend it was much difficult to do so since you would have to empty out an entire magazine in order to take out the Streak. I do like the fact that they have added enemy nameplates, as it will be much easier for us to figure out where the enemy is and kill them. All in all, it's a pretty good update. I will give it to Sledgehammer for being on top of the community feedback and giving us the majority of what we've been asking for. At the same time, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Whether or not they can be consistent with this remains to be seen. But for now, so far so good. I am going to keep playing more of this beta just to try to get to max level and all that, so I'm looking forward to it. But anyways guys, I want to thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you're more than welcome to hit that like button, and if you enjoy this type of content, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button along with that bell notification so you could be notified of when I have uploaded my newest video. Be on the lookout for a new Spider-Man video as well. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching, It's been your boy Discreet, and I'll catch you in the next video.